Hey everyone, Marc Audy here, and welcome to episode number one of the Clear the World video series. Now, if you're not familiar, I am a channel and I work with spirit to identify and clear subconscious blocks that can impact someone's behavior and the results they create. But lately, some very profound questions have been bouncing around my mind over and over again. And those questions were, what might be the greatest application of subconscious clearing? What's the biggest and most outrageous goal I could strive towards? And what is the biggest impact that I could contribute to? And the answer that came back was clear the world. And in that moment, the idea for this video series was born. So, what you're going to see me do is you're going to see me ask Spirit to show me via my pendulum here the top five subconscious blocks that the cumulative population of this world has right now in this moment. In other words, I'm asking what is plaguing humanity the most? And then I'll ask Spirit to remove each of those blocks because, of course, we're going to clear what we find. Subconscious blocks are wounds, they're injuries, spiritual and energetic in nature. We all carry them. And so while we're here, let's do some good. So, with that being said, I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to change my camera view to the top down overhead view of my dowsing chart that we have right here. And if you haven't seen this before, dowsing with a pendulum, if the pendulum does this motion, it's a yes. If it does this motion side to side, it's a no. And for me to identify the subconscious blocks that are plaguing humanity right now, then you're going to see my pendulum pick numbers along this chart. Those numbers will correspond to subconscious blocks or subconscious issues that you see around the chart. So, let's get started, shall we? I'm going to first check to make sure I'm still prepared to work and that I'm a pure, clear, clean channel from my last session. So just give me one moment. All right, am I still prepared to work? Yes. Still 3% or less ego? Yes. Any interference? Nope, no interference. Great. Still 100% neutral. Fantastic. Highest good to proceed? Yes. Do I have sole permission to proceed? Yes. Spiritual light committees assigned and upgraded? Yes. Are they in agreement and harmony? Yes. Any blockers to what we're looking for? No. Fantastic. All right, that's like the universe giving me a great big green neon go sign to say, let's do some work. So, Spirit, the first and most pressing issue for humanity right now in terms of subconscious blocks is what? All right, the first digit is somewhere between 0 and 10. What is the other digit? 1. So the subconscious block is number 1. Okay, it is. What's number 1? Abandonment. Ooh, that's profound. All right, abandonment. And is it an energy or program? So I'm asking if it's an energy or program. It's a program. So this means that the most prevalent subconscious block that exists among all the billions of people right now is the one of abandonment. And these are programs or energies we've chosen pre-incarnation so that we can experience something in our lives for our soul's evolution. So that's the whole broad picture of what's going on here. But a lot of these were chosen in prior lives, but they're still in effect and they're messing up current lives and they don't need to be there anymore. And we can clear them with soul permission and with spirit permission. So this is what we're going to do now. Okay, so that was a program. Yes, that was a program. And where was it picked up? Past life. So past life program for billions of people around the world. Well, let's find out how many billions. Using the outer dial of 0 to 10, how many billions of people have this right now? About 6 billion people have this issue right now. Okay, do we need to know anything more? No, we do not. Fantastic. Spirit, please clear. Now, as you see my pendulum spinning in a counterclockwise fashion here, this is spirit doing the work. This is spirit clearing. This is spirit addressing and removing all those subconscious blocks held by 6 billion people right now. Uh, Very important to clarify. I deserve no credit in this. It's all spirit. I'm just holding a pendulum. All right. I'm just a channel in this endeavor. So please, all credit to him, she, they, it, whatever pronoun you would like to use. So, When I first started doing clearings like this, where there were a lot of subconscious blockages being cleared by spirit in a given moment, my pendulum would sometimes spin like this for 10 minutes or more. Obviously, that would make for a very boring video. So what I can do, what I found out that I could do since then, is ask Spirit to hurry it up, to put it very bluntly, to go chop chop Spirit. Can you complete everything you need to complete in like the next 30 seconds? And every time Spirit says, sure, no problem, done. Because hey, it's spirit. Omnipotent. Okay, and done. Fantastic. So did we clear all 6 billion of these? Yes, we did. Anything missing? Nope, nothing missing. Fantastic. All right, well, let's find out what the next most pressing thing is. Seven is the first digit. What's the next digit? Zero. So 70 is the number. Okay, is it something other than 70? Okay, no, it's not. And the reason I checked what the number is and what it's not is to get contrasting, opposing answers with my pendulum, just to do a quick check to make sure interference hasn't snuck in. So 70, what's that? Illness. 70 is illness. So there's illness of some form, we call it mental contagion. That's what's intuitively coming up in my mind right now. Is that a correct interpretation? Mental contagion? Yes, it is. Okay. All right. So energy or program. Once again, it's a program, and what life is it from? Past life. So past life program called illness and affects using the outer dial. How many people on planet Earth? In billions. About 6 billion as well. 6 billion people? Yes. Do we need to know more? No, we do not need to know more. Fantastic. Spirit, please clear. We always, well, how I've been trained is we always have to ask, is there anything more we need to know before we clear? Sometimes, rarely, the answer is yes. And in those situations, we would go down a rabbit hole of, okay, who was involved, who was hurt, to what extreme, what extent were they hurt, what were the roles involved? Sometimes that information is required to clear a subconscious block for a particular person. But since we're clearing subconscious blocks for literally billions right now, that'd be a pretty deep rabbit hole. So Spirit is like, no, man, we don't have to dig in. Let's just clear. So fantastic. And each day we're going to do the next five. And I'm sure this could go on forever, but we're going to do what we can do. The next number is nine. What's the next number? Nine. So is the number 99? The number is 99. Something other than 99? No, it is not. What is 99? Let's see if you can see this on here. Relationships. Fantastic. Very cool movie said, from womb to tomb, our fortunes are tied to others. Something like that. And it's like from birth till death, our experience is tied to other people, despite how solitary and exclusive we want to be in our lives. And I think it was Carl Jung that said something about world consciousness and collective consciousness working together and how we co-create our realities. Some cool books out there if you want to read Power versus Force by David Hawkins. Not the gentleman that was in the wheelchair, that's Hawking. This is David Hawkins. Uh, Mind-blowing book. Okay, so what's the next thing? Eight. What's the next? Oh, wait, hold on. I'm not sure that we cleared. Okay, did we clear that? No, we didn't clear that. I was just doing relationships. I found relationships, but I didn't clear it. When I get into a channel space, my prefrontal cortex goes offline, and so I get really spacey. I'll forget something I said a second ago. So, Spirit, please clear and carpet bomb. Wow, that's hilarious. Oof. All right, Mark, keep it together. Keep the focus. And boom. Thank you. All billions? Fantastic. Okay, what's the next thing? Next digit is a 0 to 10. What's the next digit? 9. So is 9 the final answer? Yes. Is it something other than 9? No. What's 9? Sexual abuse. What? Didn't see that coming. Wow. Oh, I guess we've lived through some pretty barbarian times where sanctity of the human body was not exactly respected. Consent is a relatively new term. And so that's probably happened a lot. Okay. Energy or program? Program. And what life? Past life. So past life programs of sexual abuse, was it? Yes. Okay. Do we need to know more about it? No. Good. Thank you. Because I don't want to investigate that. That'd be icky. All right. Spirit, please clear. I might have said the word carpet bomb earlier. Uh, if you're not familiar, when I'm asking Spirit to clear one thing or many things, I sometimes ask Spirit to also carpet bomb all the other related things of the same type that are clearable in that moment. This is kind of a shortcut I found early on in my clearing career to make things more efficient. Because when I was doing my own self-clearing, I would run across the same issue again and again and again. And I'm like, I asked Spirit, could we somehow make this a more efficient process? And the answer was yes. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I wonder what that would be. And then the idea came to me is that while I'm clearing this one thing, can you also clear for me all the other things of this type that are clearable in this moment? Because, of course, Spirit can only clear stuff that is clearable. Spirit will not clear stuff that our soul says, no, we want to hold on to now for reasons, lessons, experiences, etc. Okay, what's the next thing? Nine. Okay, what's the next digit? Seven. So 97 is the answer. Yes. Is it something other than 97? Nope. What's 97? Recognition. Recognition, when I typically find this in client work, typically refers to not feeling recognized, not feeling seen, not feeling heard. And once again, having lived through all these generations of barbaric times. A lot of people, all the peasantry out there, they probably do not feel heard or seen. And it's a program that we all took on, past lives, past life programs. Yes. Okay. Do we need to know anything more? Nope. Interpretation correct? Yeah. The spirit, please clear. We have lived through many, many incarnations where abject poverty was present, where abject insignificance was present, and only the few in power had recognition. So yeah, I guess this kind of makes sense. Okay, and spirit, thank you. I started to tune my brain into, okay, could we wrap this up? And sure enough, 3 seconds later, pendulum stops. All right, I think we got two more. I'm not sure. My brain is offline. Eight is the first digit. Okay, what's the next digit? Next digit is zero. What is 80? 80 is the number? Yes. Is it something other than 80? It is not. What is 80? Loneliness, or lonely on this chart, loneliness. All right, human condition. Program. Can we interpret that as disconnection? Yes. Okay. And past life. So past life program for loneliness. And do we need to know anything more? No. Spirit, please clear. All these subconscious blocks and issues by definition are ways that we were victimized and ways that we were injured or hurt in some way, energetically, spiritually, physically in some cases. And we accumulate those wounds, those injuries, that baggage in our subconscious, life after life, and we keep bringing forward larger and larger burdens into our current life to the point where sometimes we feel so exhausted as people. We're like, why? What's the point? Why does this life proceed the way it does? And so getting rid of this stuff is, well, in 100% of sessions, clients report just feeling lighter. Very first thing. That's the most common piece of feedback. Like a burden has been lifted, and that's a very apropos analogy. Boom. Thank you. Okay, let's do one more. All right, next one is 30 something. What's the next digit, please? Five. So 35, yes. Is it something other than 35? No. What is 35? Conscious control. Okay, I got this a ton when I was self-clearing. What this is, let me give you some background. The first 35 years of my life, the number one emotion I had throughout that time was frustration, anger. I was never old enough, never rich enough, never tall enough, never fill in the blank. And so I was always frustrated at what was because it wasn't what I wanted it to be. And I had a lot of coaches started telling me, look, you need to start to be able to accept what is, what's going on, and not resist it so much because what you resist persists. And that angered the heck out of me because I was like, that's not helpful. And like, yeah, okay, well, you don't get it yet. So conscious control is a subconscious block where we resist what is because we feel, think, believe it should be something different. And that very resistance keeps us stuck. Have you ever tried to reason with someone who is stuck in a mindset or a belief? It's like someone says wrestling with a pig. Just frustrates you and the pig. Nobody wins. So, energy or program? Program, what life is this from? Past life. 99 times out of 100, it's past life programs because we've all had all these lives. We've chosen all these programs pre-incarnation to have experiences to help our soul evolve. So it's often past life programs. Sometimes it's parallel life energy. The one time I had that was with a client who was trying to get clean and off substance abuse, and that poor guy, oof, we did hours and hours of clearing hundreds of subconscious blocks. And I'd say 30 to 50% of them, a significant chunk, were not past life programs. I mean, a lot were, but a lot of them were parallel life energy bleeding over into this incarnation he was having at this point in time and making his life hell. It was pretty tragic to watch because he didn't know where these influences were coming from. He didn't know why he couldn't fight back uh, against his addictions more strongly. He didn't know why he felt tormented day in, day out. So we cleared that. Last thing I heard, he's still clean. Messed up his life, but he's on an upswing. And there we go. All right. Now, whenever we do some clearing, critically important, we have to put in spiritual mechanisms to prevent backsliding so that the things we cleared don't reanimate, reactivate, get re-triggered. Because a lot of people in the world, and this is not a critique, this is the way I was for decades, is very victim thinking, very poverty consciousness, scarcity consciousness. Those forms of thinking can reactivate and re-trigger some of these subconscious blocks. We want to prevent that. So give me a moment and we will do that. Spirit, I'd like to ask you to install backstops, alarm clocks, and kicking wheels. These are spiritual mechanisms to do what I just described. Please install backstops to prevent any and all backsliding. Please install alarm clocks to monitor every moment of every second, of every minute, of every hour, of every day, of every week, of every month, of every year, as long as is needed, whenever is needed, as many times as needed, such that the moment it senses anything that we've cleared being reactivated or retriggered via whatever means or mechanism or motivation, that a kicking wheel will automatically kick off instantly and immediately a re-clearing of said item so that everything we've cleared to this point, to this moment, stays cleared permanently across all time, across all dimensions. In your name, Lord. Amen. So we just did a renovation. Spirit's doing the spackle to cover all the stuff up, and it is now brand new, clean, fresh territory with subconscious blocks being cleared out, removed, and replaced by empowering subconscious content. And that is the skill, the art, the practice of subconscious clearing. There's quite a few modalities out there that do this now. SRT or spiritual response therapy is probably the granddaddy. That was 1985, if I'm not mistaken, that was developed. Much more recently, Halo energy clearing. It's a sort of an offshoot. There's body code, belief code, emotion code. There's family constellations. I mean, there's all these modalities from all over the world that look very dramatically different. But the whole point, the whole commonality, the whole goal of them is to clear subconscious stuff that's holding us back, that is keeping us stuck, to enable breakthroughs. While the pendulum's still spinning, I'll just give you an analogy. Imagine that you want to get somewhere, and that goal is to, reach an X amount of money or fulfillment in a relationship or a career, whatever that goal is. Imagine that that is akin to a hot air balloon rising up into the air and flying. Well, all your conscious level actions, all your best thinking and action is like putting hot air into that hot air balloon. But there's another factor that most people miss, which is the anchor straps, the anchor lines that keep that hot air balloon basket tied to the ground. And until you cut those straps, until you cast them off, you're stuck. No matter how much effort you put in, no matter how much hot air you put into that hot air balloon, you're going to be stuck on that ground, getting nowhere, getting frustrated, getting angry, getting brokenhearted. So subconscious clearing is all about casting off those anchor lines, cutting those straps, allowing yourself to rise, allowing your conscious level thinking and actions to have an impact. It's like taking the park brake off the car. Everything else works better. Oh, here we go. Starting to slow down. Thank you. All right. Things are in place. Everything finished for today? Yes. Anything else to do for today? No. Fantastic. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, folks. That was episode number one. If you're philanthropically minded, you may want to watch the journey as I continue to clear the world. And if you're a subconscious clearing practitioner, let's join forces. Let's do some good. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.